The massive alien station hung in space like a metal mountain. Its dark walls stretched for miles in every direction. Strange lights blinked across its surface in patterns that hurt human eyes to look at. This was Nexus Prime, the home of the Galactic Council. Ambassador Kyungmin Park stood at the window of his small human ship. He was a tall man with gray hair and tired eyes. Behind him, 2 other humans waited quietly. Hyeon-woo Kim was younger and stronger, with the straight back of a soldier. Jeon Lee was small and quick, her mind always working on new problems. "Look at that thing," Hyeon-woo said, staring at the alien station. "It's bigger than our entire moon." "That's the point," Kyungmin replied. "They want us to feel small." Their ship moved slowly toward a docking bay. The bay doors were huge, like the mouth of some giant beast. Inside, strange creatures moved around on multiple legs or floated in the air. None of them looked human. 20 minutes later, the 3 humans walked through metal halls that seemed to go on forever. Alien guards followed them. The guards had 4 arms each and carried weapons that glowed with blue light. They never spoke. The council chamber was the size of a sports stadium. 12 different alien species sat in tall chairs arranged in a circle. Each species looked completely different from the others. Some had scales, others had fur, some breathed air, others lived in tanks of green liquid. At the center sat Chairman Vex. He was from the Vorthok species. His body was like a giant lizard, but he walked on 2 legs. His skin was dark red, and his eyes were bright yellow. When he spoke, his voice sounded like rocks grinding together. "Humans," Vexillar said. "You will stand in the center." Kyungmin walked forward with his 2 companions. He had done this before with other alien groups, but never with all 12 species together. This was different. This was serious. "We have called you here," Vexillar continued, "because your species has become a problem." "A problem?" Kyungmin? Esti kept his voice calm and polite. Another alien spoke up. This one looked like a walking crystal with many sharp edges. "Your people spread too fast. You take too many worlds. You build too many ships." The 3rd alien joined in. This one was covered in soft fur and had 6 eyes. "Your technology grows too quickly. You learn things that took us thousands of years to discover." Kyungmin looked around the circle. Every alien face showed the same thing, fear mixed with anger. These creatures ruled the galaxy for millions of years. Now humans had been in space for only 200 years, and the aliens were worried. "We have prepared a solution," Vexillar announced. He pressed a button on his chair. A hologram appeared in the air above them. It showed star maps and long lists of numbers. "This is the compliance accord," the chairman said. "Your species will follow these rules starting immediately." Kyungmin read the hologram carefully. Behind him, he heard Hyeon-woo take a sharp breath. Jiun made a small sound of disbelief. The rules were terrible. Humans would have to give up 70% of their colonies. All human technology would be controlled by the council. Humans could not build new ships without permission. Worst of all, 40% of all human soldiers would serve the council, not Earth. "You want to make us slaves?" Kyungmin said quietly. "We want to make you civilized." Vexillar replied. "Every species in this galaxy follows our guidance. Every species except yours." The crystal aliens spoke again. "We have been watching your kind. You fight too much. You change too fast. You do not respect the old ways." "The old ways kept peace for 5 million years," added the furry alien. "Until humans came." Kyungmin felt anger building inside him, but he did not let it show. He had been a diplomat for 30 years. He knew how to control his feelings. "These terms are extensive," he said carefully. "We will need time to consider them." "Time." Vexillar's yellow eyes grew brighter. "This is not a negotiation, human. This is an order." "Nevertheless," Kyungmin replied, "my government must review any agreement. We request 72 hours. The aliens talked among themselves in languages that sounded like music, static, and grinding metal. Finally Vexillar nodded. "You have 3 of your days," he said. "After that, you will sign the accord, or we will make you sign it." The threat was clear. Kyungmin bowed slightly. "We understand." As the humans were led back to their ship, Hyeon-woo walked close to Kyungmin. "Sir, those terms I know," Kyungmin whispered. "Stay calm until we're alone." Back on their ship, the 3 humans sat in the small meeting room. Hyeon-woo slammed his fist on the table. "They want to destroy us," he said. "If we sign that thing, humanity is finished." "They're afraid," Jiun said quietly. "Did you see their faces? They're terrified of us." "Good," Hyeon-woo replied. "They should be." Kyungmin activated his communication system. It was a special one that the aliens could not listen to. He typed a message to Earth. "Council demands total submission. Terms unacceptable. They fear human progress more than they admit. Recommend Protocol 7 immediately." Protocol 7 was Earth's secret plan. If the galaxy ever turned against humanity, Earth would cut all ties and disappear. Every human ship, every human base, every human citizen would leave alien space forever. "Do you think Earth will agree to Protocol 7? Gayun asked. "Look at those terms again," Kyungmin replied. "Earth has no choice." Outside their ship, the giant alien station continued its slow rotation. Thousands of alien ships moved around it like insects around a light. For millions of years, these creatures had controlled everything in the galaxy. But humans were different. Humans did not bow down easily. Humans did not accept slavery, even if it was called civilization. In 72 hours, the Galactic Council would learn something new about the human species. They would learn what happened when you pushed humans too far. Kyungmin looked out at the alien station one more time. "Enjoy your power while you can," he whispered. "You just made the biggest mistake in galactic history." The countdown had begun. In 3 days, everything would change. The galaxy would never be the same again. The humans had been given an ultimatum. Soon the aliens would discover that ultimatums only worked on species that had something to lose. Humanity was about to show them the power of walking away. President Doohae Choi sat in the emergency meeting room deep under the Earth's capital city. The room had no windows, only thick metal walls and bright lights. Around the long table sat the most important people on Earth. "Read it again?" the president said. Admiral Sung-ho Nam stood up. He was an old soldier with scars on his hands and a voice like thunder. "The aliens want 70% of our colonies. They want control of all our technology. They want 40% of our military to serve them, not us." "That's not all," said young Zook Kang, Earth's top scientist. She was small but fierce, with sharp eyes behind thick glasses. "They want to approve every new invention we make, every new ship we build, every new world we explore." The room was quiet for a moment. Everyone understood what this meant. "They want to make us their pets," said Minister Hak Jin-song. He was in charge of Earth's colonies. "Useful pets that fight their wars and build their machines." President Choi looked around the table. "What do our intelligence people say?" Tae-young opened a folder full of secret papers. He ran Earth's spy network, and his people could find out anything. "Sir, we've been listening to alien communications for months. This isn't really about peace." "Explain," the president said. "The aliens are fighting each other," Tae-young continued. "The Kethver Dominion is attacking Council worlds on the outer rim. The Council is losing badly. They need soldiers who can fight and win." "They need us," Admiral Nam said with a grim smile. "That's right," Tae-young agreed. "But there's more. They also want our technology. In 200 years, we've learned things that took them thousands of years to figure out. They're jealous and scared." Young Suk Kong activated a hologram in the center of the table. It showed a map of the galaxy with human and alien territories marked in different colors. "Look at this," she said. "Human space is growing fast. We're exploring new worlds every month. We're making new discoveries every week. The aliens haven't made a major breakthrough in 500 years, because they're comfortable." "Admiral," Nam said, "they've been on top for so long, they stopped trying to improve." President Choi studied the map carefully. "What happens if we sign their agreement?" "Humanity dies," Young-suk said simply. "Not all at once, but slowly. In 50 years, humans will be nothing more than soldiers and workers for alien masters. And if we don't sign, they'll try to force us," Admiral Nam replied. "But they have a problem. Their military is big but slow. They're used to fighting aliens who give up easily." "We're not those aliens," said Minister Song-da Tae-young. An pulled out another paper. "Sir, I have something else. We intercepted a private message between the council chairman and the Vorthok military commander." He read from the paper. "Humans must be controlled now, before they become too strong. Use them to fight the Kethver, then reduce their numbers. A small human population is easier to manage." The room exploded in angry voices. Several people stood up and shouted. President Choi slammed his hand on the table. "Quiet," he ordered. "Anger won't help us now. We need to think clearly." "Sir," Admiral Nam said, "I recommend we activate Protocol 7 immediately." Protocol 7 was Earth's most secret plan. If humanity was ever threatened with extinction, all humans would leave alien space completely. Every ship, every base, every person would return to human territory. "That's running away," Minister Song protested. "No, Young Suk, Kong said firmly. "That's survival. If we stay, we become slaves. If we leave, we stay free. But we'll lose all our trade agreements." Another minister worried. "Our economy depends on alien markets." "Our economy will adapt," the president said. "Economies always do. But slavery is forever." Tae-young leaned forward. "Sir, there's something else to consider. If we activate Protocol 7, the galaxy will see what happens when you push humans too far. Other species might start thinking about their own freedom." "You mean rebellion?" the president asked. "I mean independence," Tae-young replied. "The council controls everyone through fear. But if humans can walk away, maybe others can too." President Choi was quiet for a long time. Everyone waited for his decision. Outside, the Earth continued turning. But inside this room, the future of humanity was being decided. "Admiral Nam," the president finally said, "how long would Protocol 7 take?" "We've been preparing for years," the admiral replied. "All human ships can be recalled in 48 hours. All bases can be evacuated in 1 week. All civilians can be moved in 2 weeks, and the aliens won't be able to stop us." "No, sir, our ships are faster than theirs. Our technology is better. If we move quickly, we'll be gone before they realize." "What's happening?" President Choi stood up. "I call for a vote. All in favor of rejecting the council's terms and activating Protocol 7. Every hand in the room went up. Not one person voted to accept slavery. It's unanimous, the president said. Send a message to Ambassador Park. Tell him to give the council our answer. Meanwhile, on the alien station, Kyungmin Park received the encrypted message from Earth. He read it twice, then smiled for the first time in days. What does it say, Hyun-woo? Kim asked. Earth says no, Kyungmin replied. Complete refusal. Protocol 7 is active. Good, Hyun-woo said. I was getting tired of alien food anyway. Ji-Eun Lee was working at her computer. Sir, I'm already starting the recall signals. Every human ship in the galaxy will get the message in 6 hours. And the council, Hyun-woo asked. They'll get a very different message, Kyungmin said. They wanted an answer. They're going to get one they'll never forget. The next morning, Kyungmin Park walked into the council chamber for the last time. The 12 alien species were waiting, their strange faces full of confidence. They expected humans to bow down like every other species had done. Chairman Vexelar stood up. Have you brought the signed accord? No, Kyungmin said simply. No. The chairman's yellow eyes grew brighter with anger. Humanity respectfully declines your offer, Kyungmin continued. We withdraw from all council territories immediately. All diplomatic relations are ended. All trade agreements are cancelled. The chamber erupted in shocked alien voices. Some aliens stood up from their chairs. Others made strange noises of disbelief. This is impossible, Vextella roared. No species has ever refused the council. Well, Kyungmin said calmly. Now one has. There will be consequences. The crystal alien threatened, perhaps, Kyungmin replied. But they will be your consequences, not ours. Earth wishes you well. Do not follow us. He turned and walked toward the exit behind him. The aliens shouted threats and demands. But Kyungmin Park didn't look back. The galaxy was about to learn what happened when you cornered humanity. They were about to discover that humans always had one option. The aliens never expected humans could simply walk away. 6 months had passed since the humans walked away. Chairman Vextelar stood in his private office, looking out at the stars. The view used to make him feel powerful. Now it just reminded him of empty space where human ships used to be. Sir, his assistant said, entering the room. The trade reports are ready. Vextelar took the datapad and read it. The numbers were bad, very bad. Without human merchant ships, trade between worlds had dropped by 40%. Pirate attacks were up 300%. What about the Kethfer situation? He asked. Getting worse, sir. They took another system yesterday. Our forces retreated again. Vextelar threw the pad across the room. For millions of years, the council had controlled everything. Now, 6 months without humans, and everything was falling apart. On the other side of the galaxy, Riker floated in his crystal chamber. He was from the Ashkari Collective, and unlike most council members, he could think clearly. His people were traitors, and they understood numbers better than anyone. The numbers were telling a terrible story. Council meeting, he announced to his staff. Emergency session. Now, 2 hours later, the council gathered in their great chamber, but something was different. 3 of the 12 chairs were empty. 3 species had stopped coming to meetings entirely. We have a problem, Riker announced. His crystal body flashed with urgent colors. The human withdrawal is destroying us. Nonsense, Vextelar replied. We are stronger without them. Are we? Riker activated a hologram. It showed shipping routes across the galaxy. Look at this. Red lines show pirate attacks. Blue lines show safe trade routes. The hologram was mostly red now. Only a few blue lines remained, and they were all far from human space. Humans protected those routes, Riker continued. Their ships were fast and strong. Pirates were afraid of them. We have our own ships, said General Mordok from the Vorthok military. Do we? Riker flashed angry orange. Show me one council fleet that has stopped a pirate attack in the last month. Mordok was quiet. He couldn't answer because there weren't any. There's more, Riker continued. Scientific research has stopped on 47 projects. All of them had human partners. Medical advances, new technology, improved farming, all gone. We don't need human science, Vexelar said, but his voice was less sure now. The Zealothian hive is starving, Riker replied. Their food worlds are being raided every week. Human patrol ships used to protect them. Now there's no protection at all. In the back of the chamber, Ambassador Decalan from the hive spoke. Up, his voice was like wind through dry leaves. We have lost 12 agricultural worlds. Our people hunger, the young ones are dying. That's not our fault, Vextelar said. It is entirely our fault. Riker flashed bright red. We demanded human submission. They refused. We let them go. Now we pay the price. Meanwhile, in a hidden base in human space, Minjin Park studied intelligence reports. He was Kyunmin's son, and he had inherited his father's careful mind. But unlike his father, Minjun was preparing for war. Status report, he said to his team. Eun-G Song, Earth's new military strategist, stepped forward. She was young but brilliant, with ideas that older generals couldn't understand. The silent fleet is ready, sir. 50 ships, completely undetectable by council sensors, and the isolation barrier. Complete. Any alien ship that approaches human space disappears from their sensors. They can't find us, even if they try. J-Ho Lee, the fleet's chief engineer, added, the new technology is working perfectly. Our ships can hide in open space. The aliens' best sensors can't see us. Double quotes, Minjan nodded. Good. What about alien activities? They're falling apart, Yoongji reported. Trade is collapsing. Pirates are everywhere. The Kethver Dominion has taken 15 council worlds in the last month. Any attempts to contact us? 7 different species have tried, Jeho said, all through secret channels. They want to abandon the council and join us. Not yet, Minjan decided. Let the council suffer more. They need to understand the full cost of their arrogance. 2 years after humanity's withdrawal, the Galactic Council was dying. Chairman Vexteler looked around the chamber. Only 6 species still attended meetings. The others had either left the council or were too busy dealing with their own problems. We need to contact the humans, Rykar said. His crystal body was dim now, no longer flashing bright colors. This cannot continue. Never, Vexteler replied, but his voice was weak. Then we will all die, Rykar said simply. The Kethver will conquer everything. Pirates will destroy what's left. Billions will starve. General Mordok entered the chamber. His armor was damaged, and he looked exhausted. Sir, I must report. The Kethver have taken the Nexus defense fleet. This station is no longer safe. What? Vextelar stood up so fast he almost fell over. That's impossible. The Nexus fleet was our strongest force. The Kethver used new tactics. Tactics that looked ... human. The room went silent. Everyone understood what that meant. The enemy was learning from humanity's military strategies, even if humans weren't there to use them. How long do we have? Vextelar asked. Days, maybe weeks. Mordok replied. We need to evacuate. No, Vextelar roared. This is the council's home. We will not run. But even as he spoke, alarms began ringing throughout the station. Enemy ships had been detected approaching. The Kethver attack came at dawn. Station time. Their black ships moved like shadows, appearing and disappearing from sensors. The council's defense fleet tried to fight back, but they were slow and predictable. Captain Soyoung Bae watched the battle from her hidden observation post. Her ship was completely invisible, floating just a few thousand kilometers from the fighting. Her orders were clear. Observe everything, help no one. Captain, her sensor officer reported. The council fleet is breaking apart. I can see that, Soyoung replied. The alien ships were exploding one by one. Are you recording everything? Yes, ma'am. Admiral Nam will want to see this. Soyoung nodded. Admiral Sunjo Nam had been promoted to head of all human military forces. He was old now, but still sharp as a knife. He wanted to know everything that happened in alien space. Captain, incoming transmission from the council station, her communications officer announced. Let me hear it. Chairman Vextelar's voice came through the speakers. He sounded desperate now, not proud like before. To any human ships in the area, please respond. We need immediate assistance. The council is willing to negotiate new terms. Soyoung almost laughed. New terms. After 2 years of silence, now they want to talk. Should we respond? Captain, no, let them see what the galaxy looks like without human protection. The battle lasted 6 hours. When it was over, the Kethver controlled the Nexus station. The Galactic Council, rulers of the galaxy for 5 million years, were now refugees on their own station. But the Kethver victory was just the beginning. Over the next months, they conquered world after world. The remaining council species couldn't work together. They blamed each other for their failures. Some tried to make separate peace deals with the enemy. In his private chamber, Riker composed a message. It was not official council business. It was personal, desperate, and secret. To any human who receives this, he began. My name is Rykar, of the Ashkari Collective. I was part of the council that demanded your submission. I was wrong. We were all wrong. He paused, his crystal body flickering with sad blue light. The galaxy is dying. Billions of innocent people are suffering because of our pride. I do not ask for forgiveness. I ask only for mercy for those who had no part in our decision. He sent the message through secret channels, hoping some human might hear it. He didn't know that it was received by Minjun Park within hours. Minjun read the message 3 times. Then he showed it to his advisors. It could be a trick, warned Yoonji Song. No, said Jae-Ho Lee. I've analyzed the transmission source. It's definitely from Rykar, and he sent it alone. The council doesn't know about it. What do you think? Minjun asked his team. I think, said Captain Soyoung Bae, who had just returned from her observation mission, that we've made our point. The aliens know they can't control us. Now we need to decide what comes next. The president wants a full report, Minjun said. The Kethver are getting stronger. If they conquer the whole galaxy, they might come for us next. Then maybe it's time, Yoonji suggested, to show the galaxy what human protection really looks like. The attacks began quietly. The Kethver supply convoy simply vanished one day. No distress calls, no wreckage, no witnesses. The ships were there one moment and gone the next. Commander In-Soo Park smiled as he read the report. His stealth ship had just completed its first successful mission. The enemy convoy never even knew they were under attack. Nice work, team, he said to his crew. Hai-Jin Choi, his tactical officer, was already planning the next strike. Dongmin Lee, their systems specialist, had managed to steal all the enemy data before destroying their ships. Sir Hai-Jin reported, the intelligence from those ships shows Cathver positions throughout the sector. We could hit 10 more targets this week. Do it, Insu ordered. But remember the rules. No survivors, no witnesses, no evidence. The Cathver commanders were confused. More convoys disappeared. Communication stations went silent. Supply bases were found empty, with no sign of what happened to the crews. It's like fighting ghosts. One Cathver general reported to his superiors, our enemies strike without warning, and vanish without trace. The remaining council species noticed the attacks too. Suddenly, Cathver advances were slowing down. The enemy seemed distracted, worried about threats they couldn't identify. Could it be humans? Rykar asked in a private meeting with other council survivors. Impossible, Vexillar replied, but he didn't sound convinced. Humans are gone. They abandoned the galaxy. Did they? Rykar's crystal body flickered with thoughtful purple light. Or are they still here? Just invisible. On Earth, Dr. Myung Kim was completing humanity's greatest technological achievement. She had been working for 3 years on a project so secret that only a dozen people knew about it. It's ready, she announced to Director Wu Jin Kong. The quantum communication network is online. Show me, Wu Jin said. Myung activated her equipment. Instantly, she was connected to human agents throughout the galaxy. Messages traveled faster than light, through dimensions the aliens didn't even know existed. Perfect, Wu Jin said. Now we can coordinate operations across the entire galaxy without the aliens detecting our communications. There's more, added the network can also disrupt alien communications. We can make their messages disappear or change them entirely. Excellent. Begin Phase 2 immediately. Phase 2 was psychological warfare. Cathver commanders began receiving false orders. Council species got conflicting information about enemy movements, communication, networks failed at critical moments. The galaxy descended into chaos. Nobody trusted their own information anymore. Fleets got lost because their navigation data was corrupted. Allies fired on each other because their identification systems were hacked. It's like the galaxy has gone insane, reported one council intelligence officer, but some aliens were beginning to understand the truth. The attacks were too precise, too coordinated, too advanced. Only one species in the galaxy had this kind of technology. Humans, whispered General Mordok as he studied attack reports. They never left. They're still here, watching us, judging us. His fears were confirmed when 3 more council species secretly contacted human intermediaries. They offered to abandon the council completely in exchange for human protection. The old galactic order was crumbling. Fear and suspicion replaced cooperation. The mighty council that had ruled for millions of years was becoming a joke. And somewhere in the darkness, between the stars, human ships watched it all happen. 5 years after the humans walked away, the galaxy was a ruin. The Cathver Dominion controlled half of what used to be council space. Pirates ruled the trade routes. Billions of beings lived in fear or were already dead. In a hidden bunker, on a forgotten world, the last members of the Galactic Council met in emergency session. Only 4 species remained: the Vorthok, the Ashkari, the Zalathians, and the Mordok. 8 others had either been conquered or had abandoned the council entirely. Chairman Vextalar looked terrible. His red scales were faded, his yellow eyes were dim. The proud ruler who had once demanded human submission was now a broken old lizard hiding in a cave. We have to contact them, Rykar said. His crystal body was cracked in several places. We have to ask the humans for help. Never Vex whispered, but there was no strength left in his voice. Then we die, Rykar replied. All of us. Everything we built, everything we were, gone forever. Ambassador Thekalan from the hive spoke up. His people were starving, reduced to eating fungus in dark caves. The young ones, they ask why the protectors left. I have no answer, because we were fools, Rykar said bitterly. We thought we were gods. We learned we were just bullies. General Mordok activated the emergency broadcast system. It was their last working communication device, barely powerful enough to reach nearby star systems. Attention all frequencies, he began. This is the Galactic Council. To any human forces listening, we surrender. We were wrong. We admit our mistakes. Please, the galaxy needs you. The message repeated for hours, broadcast on every frequency they could manage. Then they waited. The response came from an unexpected source. President Du-Hien Choi appeared as a hologram in their bunker. He was older now, his hair completely white, but his eyes were still sharp and strong. Behind him stood the leaders of humanity. Admiral Young-Suk Kong, now promoted after Sung Ho Nam's retirement. General Tae Young-on, who had coordinated the intelligence war. And the legendary negotiator Kyung-Min Park, now an elder statesman of Earth. Chairman Vexteller President Choi said calmly, "You look different from our last meeting." Vexler tried to stand straight, but he was too weak. President Choi, we need your help. The president's voice was neither angry nor sympathetic, it was simply factual. 5 years ago, you demanded our submission. You threatened to enslave our entire species. Now you want our help. The galaxy is dying, Riker said desperately. Billions of innocent beings are suffering. Yes, President Choi agreed. They are. Because you chose dominance over partnership. You chose fear over respect. You chose slavery over freedom. We were wrong, Vexler admitted. The words seemed to cause him physical pain. We were terrified of you. Your species learned so fast, grows so strong. We thought if we didn't control you, you would control us. So instead of working with us, Admiral Kang spoke up. You tried to break us, yes, Vexelar whispered. And now, everything is broken. President Choi was quiet for a long moment. The aliens waited, not daring to breathe. The Galactic Council is finished, he finally announced. It will not be restored. The age of alien rule is over. Then you will let us die. The Kala asked to know, said a new voice. Ambassador Sujin Moon stepped forward. She was young, representing humanity's next generation of leaders. We won't let you die, but we also won't let you rule. She activated a hologram showing a new map of the galaxy. This is our proposal. The Council dissolves completely. Each species governs itself. A new galactic federation will be formed, based on equality and mutual respect. And if we refuse? Vexelar asked. Fleet Admiral Minjun Park appeared in the hologram. Behind him, the space around the alien bunker suddenly filled with ships. Hundreds of human vessels decloaked simultaneously, their weapons powered but not aimed. You won't refuse, Minjun said quietly, because you're not in a position to negotiate anymore. The aliens stared in shock. The human fleet had appeared from nowhere, surrounding their hiding place completely. How long have you been watching? Us, Riker asked. Since the day we left, Admiral Kang replied. We never abandoned the galaxy. We just stopped pretending you were in charge of it. The new Federation will have rules, Ambassador Moon continued. No species may conquer another. No species may enslave another. And any species that threatens innocent worlds will face humanity's full military response. You're making yourselves the galaxy's police, Vexler observed. No, President, Choi corrected. We're making ourselves the galaxy's guardians. There's a difference. Police enforce laws for rulers. Guardians protect freedom for everyone. One by one, the alien leaders agreed to the new terms. They had no choice. The alternative was extinction at the hands of the Kethver. Within months, the new Galactic Federation was established. Humans didn't rule it, they protected it. Species that had been enemies for thousands of years learned to work together under human guidance. The Kethver Dominion found themselves facing not just human ships, but a united galaxy determined to be free. Their conquest ended quickly when confronted by beings who refused to surrender. In the end, the Council learned the most important lesson in galactic history. Respect cannot be demanded, only earned. And humanity had earned the right to walk away from any table where they weren't treated as equals. The galaxy was free at last, and it would stay free because humans were watching.